Imagine you're sitting at your desk right now, completely still. Your coffee cup is right there. Your phone is charging. Everything looks totally normal. But what if, in this exact moment, the entire planet just stopped? Not forever, not for a minute, just one single second. In that 1 second, millions of people would die. Cities would be wiped off the map, and the world would never ever be the same again. This is not a movie. This is pure, terrifying science. Right now, as you watch this video, you are spinning. Fast. The Earth rotates at over 1,670 kilometers per hour at the equator. That's faster than the speed of sound. You don't feel it because everything around you, the air, the oceans, the buildings, even you, is spinning at exactly the same speed. It's like being in a car on the highway. As long as everything moves together, you feel nothing. But the moment that car slams the brakes, you fly forward, hard. Now imagine the entire Earth is that car, and it just hit a wall. The moment Earth's rotation stops, even for just 1 second, everything that isn't bolted to the ground continues moving at 1,670 kilometers per hour. That includes you, me, every human being on this planet. Every car, every airplane, every ocean. We all become 1,670 kilometers per hour projectiles. Think about what that means. You're sitting on your couch? You'd be launched sideways through your wall like a bullet. Those cars on the highway? They're already moving at highway speed. Now add 1,670 kilometers per hour on top of that. They'd be traveling faster than any fighter jet ever built, and they have no wings. The Eiffel Tower? Gone. The Statue of Liberty? Gone. Skyscrapers across New York, Tokyo, London, they'd snap at their bases in seconds. And the oceans? Oh, the oceans are where it gets apocalyptic. The oceans would not stop. They can't. Water doesn't just freeze in place. All that water, billions and billions of tons of it, would keep rushing forward at 1,670 kilometers per hour. We're talking about megatsunamis that would make the 2004 Indian Ocean disaster look like a garden sprinkler. Waves thousands of meters tall would barrel across continents. The entire eastern seaboard of the United States, underwater in minutes. Europe's coastlines, erased. Low-lying countries like Bangladesh, the Netherlands, Florida, simply gone from the map. But here's something the textbooks don't tell you. The oceans wouldn't even stay in their basins. The centrifugal force that normally keeps water slightly bulged at the equator would vanish. Water from the equatorial regions would rush toward the poles. Entire continents that are now underwater could be exposed. And land that humans have lived on for thousands of years could vanish beneath the waves. The map of Earth would literally be redrawn in a single second. Now let's talk about the air you're breathing. The atmosphere also rotates with the Earth. If the Earth stops, the atmosphere doesn't. You'd have 5 quadrillion tons of air suddenly blasting across the planet's surface at supersonic speeds. These winds would be unlike anything in recorded history. Category 5 hurricanes top out at about 250 kilometers per hour. What we're talking about here is winds at 1,670 kilometers per hour. That's over 6 times the speed of the most powerful hurricane you've ever seen footage of. Every forest on the surface of Earth, stripped bare in seconds. These winds would create firestorms. The friction of air moving that fast across the ground generates enormous heat. Wildfires would ignite across continents, and with winds at supersonic speeds, those fires would spread faster than any firefighter could even process. The sky itself would turn orange, then red, then black. Now, and this is where it gets even more insane, what happens when Earth starts rotating again? Because remember, we said it only stopped for 1 second. When the rotation resumes, everything gets hit again, but this time in the opposite direction. Anything that survived the initial stop now gets slammed back the other way. Buildings that somehow stayed standing? Down. Water that was rushing one direction? Now reversing at full force. The ground itself would be under unimaginable stress. Scientists call this seismic disruption. Every fault line on Earth would trigger simultaneously. The San Andreas Fault, the Cascadia subduction zone, the Himalayan fault systems. Every major earthquake zone on Earth would rupture at once. we'd have simultaneous magnitude 9+ earthquakes on every continent. Volcanoes that have been dormant for centuries would suddenly activate because the magma beneath them would be sloshing like soup in a bowl that just got slapped. Yellowstone, Vesuvius, Mount Rainier, all of them, simultaneously. Let's assume somehow you survived. You found shelter. You held on. What does the world look like after? First, the sky. All that dust, ash, and debris thrown into the upper atmosphere would block out the sun. We're talking about an impact winter scenario, similar to what scientists believe happened when the asteroid wiped out the dinosaurs. Crops would fail worldwide. Temperatures would plummet. The food supply, already devastated by the initial destruction of every coastal city and agricultural region, would simply collapse. Infrastructure, gone. Power grids, water systems, internet, hospitals, all of it destroyed in the first few seconds. But perhaps the most disturbing long-term effect? The Earth's magnetic field. Our magnetic field is generated by the movement of molten iron in Earth's outer core, which is influenced by Earth's rotation. Even a 1-second disruption to that rotation could cause chaos in the magnetic field. And the magnetic field is what protects us from deadly solar radiation. Without it, the sun would slowly strip away our atmosphere, the same way it stripped Mars of its atmosphere billions of years ago. In the very long run, Earth could start becoming uninhabitable. From 1 second. Just one. Okay, so the terrifying question, could this actually happen? The honest scientific answer, not naturally. Not in any realistic scenario. Earth's rotation is slowing down, but at a rate of about 1.4 milliseconds per century. At that rate, the Earth won't stop rotating for billions and billions of years. Long after the sun has already expanded and swallowed the inner solar system. But, and here's the thing, science fiction writers and physicists alike love asking what-if scenarios because they teach us something profound. They show us just how perfectly calibrated our planet is for life. The fact that Earth spins at exactly the right speed, in exactly the right direction, at exactly the right tilt, it's not an accident. It's billions of years of cosmic luck. And every single day that this planet keeps spinning, that's a gift. So the next time you feel the ground beneath your feet, solid, steady, unmoving, remember that it's actually hurtling through space at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. And the only reason you're alive right now is because it hasn't stopped. Not even for a second. If this blew your mind, and I mean genuinely made you stop and think, hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel keep making videos like this. And if you're new here, subscribe. Because every week we take the most insane what-if questions in science and history, and we break them down so they actually make sense. Next week we're asking, what if the sun disappeared for just 24 hours? Spoiler alert, the answer is way worse than you think. Click that subscribe button so you don't miss it. I'll see you in the next one.